We cannot. Again.
Hello everyone, the long wait has finally come to an end, and House of the Dragon Season 2 has started off as a slow burn. While it found appreciation amongst the fans, it also drew criticism from certain other quarters, especially with regard to how the blood and cheese plot was handled. But we're sure you've heard more than enough about that, so we're going to delve into something new today, something that shocked fans and critics alike. Yes, we're talking about Queen Alicent Hightower and Sir Criston Cole's relationship. Well, it didn't really come as much of a shock if you think about it, because their relationship was teased in Season 1, and there were a ton of leaks about their relationship in Season 2. However, it probably could have been handled better, wouldn't you say? Queen Alicent thus far has had a rather unhealthy relationship with King Viserys, to put it mildly. Meanwhile, Sir Criston was hurt enough to consider ending his life after the way his relationship with the then Princess Rhaenyra ended. So how did these two broken people find solace in one another? They were the best of allies, true, but perhaps a little bit more development would have served the plot better. With that said, in this video, we'll delve into how this relationship might be explored in Season 2. Before we proceed further, we have to warn you, there are going to be big spoilers ahead. Just so you know. Before we delve into our explanation though, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Why Queen Alicent and Sir Criston make sense together. Queen Alicent and Sir Criston weren't really together in the books, so what's the point of showing a relationship between them? To really understand it, we need to go back a bit and explore how it all started. Queen Alicent, often viewed as a cold and calculating woman, has a rather tragic backstory. She was forced by her father, Otto Hightower, to seduce King Viserys, who was grieving his wife's death. While the king did end up marrying her, it wasn't the kind of marriage she wished for herself. She was merely bound to King Viserys by duty, and from what we got to see in the show, she didn't like being intimate with him either. Once she bore children, as is all too common, her priorities changed. Moreover, Otto also poisoned her mind against her dear friend Rhaenyra, convinced her that Rhaenyra wouldn't let her children live if she were ever to become the queen. In a world where she didn't know who was on her side and who wasn't, who else would find her but Larys Strong, the master of whisperers. He catches her in his web during her moment of weakness, as predators often do. Who can forget the rather unsettling foot scene between them? Larys gives Alicent the information she seeks, and as a reward for his information, she slowly exposes her feet, while Larys gratifies himself at their sight. It is transactional, but it's clear that Larys violates her dignity and enjoys doing so. Remember Rhaenyra saying something like queens have to settle within the system built by men? That seems to be exactly where Alicent's journey is heading. So how does Sir Criston Cole in his shining armor factor into all of this? Sir Criston came from a minor house and rose to one of the highest ranks a man can hope to have in Westeros, the Lord Commander of Kingsguard to King Viserys. In House of the Dragon Season 1, a close friendship blooms between Rhaenyra and Sir Criston. He even grows to love the princess, and when Rhaenyra finally seduces him, it is a bittersweet thing for him. On one hand, he gets to be with Rhaenyra, but on the other, he's unhappy with himself for besmirching his honor, which is unbecoming of a member of the Kingsguard. You see, amongst other vows, the members of the Kingsguard also have to take the vow of chastity. In his mind, only marriage can somehow undo this damage to his honor. However, Rhaenyra has already been betrothed to Prince Laenor, so when Sir Criston proposes marriage to her, she rejects it and tries to convince him that they can carry on their relationship as if nothing had happened. In doing so, she greatly wounds Sir Criston's pride and engages him even further. He's broken to the point that he considers ending it all on the night of Rhaenyra's wedding to Laenor. However, Alicent saves him from this bleak fate and gives him a second chance at life. He becomes her protector and later on a member of her council, but most importantly, a trusted soldier she can lean on. For his part, Sir Criston considers her to be a woman of dignity, something that Rhaenyra can never be for him. So, to put it simply, bound together by a common enemy, broken hearts, and loneliness, in about that order, it's not really surprising that Alicent and Sir Criston give in to their feelings. In the aftermath of King Viserys' death, Alicent wasn't bound by the shackles of her marriage either. Moreover, as a lot of time had passed between Sir Criston and Rhaenyra's short-lived relationship, who's to say his perspectives and morals might not change? Hypocrisy, you might say, given that they both judge Rhaenyra severely for her infidelities. Well, the heart has its reasons, of which reason knows nothing, as the saying goes. What lies ahead for Queen Alicent and Sir Criston? Frankly, the Dance of the Dragons isn't going to end well for anyone. Love during wartime is bound to be doomed most of the time. So what exactly might lie ahead for Alicent and Sir Criston? It's worth exploring. Firstly, what we need to take into consideration is Alicent's religion, the faith of the Seven. When King Viserys fell ill and became frail, Alicent was almost all on her own, having been separated from her father and grown distant from Rhaenyra. So she turned to religion. Even in the last episode, we see her lighting a candle for Rhaenyra's deceased son, Lucerys Velaryon. Now, what you need to know about the faith of the Seven is that the religion is not at all tolerant of any relationship outside of wedlock. Alicent is bound to experience the discomfort of having sinned against her faith. In fact, maybe she already is, as we do see her telling Sir Criston that their relationship cannot continue. Moreover, after her grandson, Prince Jaehaerys Targaryen, was recently murdered by Blood and Cheese while she was with Sir Criston, it's only natural that as a grandmother, she's probably feeling some kind of guilt or even culpability in it all. Can Alicent and Sir Criston's relationship survive this? That remains to be seen, but we believe it'll be an interesting angle to explore. As for Sir Criston, he's quite an important figure. With war looming large, his role in the war and within Team Green is only going to increase by leaps and bounds. He's also someone whom even King Aegon II and Prince Aemon trust as well. Things are going to get busy for Sir Criston, but this doesn't mean that he's not going to be invested in his relationship with Alicent. Remember we told you Sir Criston considers Alicent in the highest regard? Olivia Cook, who plays the role of Alicent, agrees. She considers Sir Criston to be her fiercest supporter and protector, and also the most understanding of. Whatever decision Alicent is going to take, Sir Criston is going to be far more understanding of her than he was ever capable of being of Rhaenyra. He's also fiercely loyal to her, meaning he isn't going to do anything ever to hurt his queen or put her in danger. However, perhaps the most interesting angle to this relationship comes from the political side of things. While Alicent and Sir Criston have managed to keep their relationship hidden from the world, in the last episode, we did see Queen Helena find them together. While it's unlikely that she might tell on them, there are more dangerous people within the castle walls who might be baying for blood. For instance, Larys Strong. Being the master of whisperers, it's his job to know what's going on anywhere in Westeros. In fact, it might be safe to say that he already has an inkling of what might be going on with Alicent and Sir Criston. As Westeros moves closer and closer to destruction, Alicent and Sir Criston really can't afford to have a scandalous rumor on their hands that might damage their broader goals. Overall, what needs to be kept in mind is that thus far, we haven't seen anything more than a physical relationship between Alicent and Sir Criston. It is likely that it's going to develop into something more, a kind of deeper romance that neither of the two had ever experienced before. Moreover, a deeper romance will only reflect a stronger loyalty and collaboration, something that we'll get to see in how they work and scheme together going forward. Now, coming to the most important part, how is it going to end? To put it in simple words, not well. In the coming episodes and seasons, we will see Sir Criston going from strength to strength as he is going to replace Otto Hightower as the Hand of the King. Under his leadership, things became better for the Greens as well. Amongst some of his most crucial decision is the one to retake Harrenhal from the Blacks. Just a bit of backstory for this, Prince Daemon Targaryen claims Harrenhal for the Blacks in his wife's, Queen Rhaenyra's, name. Sir Criston and Prince Aemon both agree that retaking Harrenhal is vital. As they march towards Harrenhal, they find that it has been abandoned by the Blacks, and Prince Daemon has gone off to claim King's Landing along with his wife. Sir Criston urges Prince Aemon to retreat toward the south and join the host led by Prince Daeron Targaryen and Lord Ormond Hightower. However, Prince Aemon refuses and chooses to focus his ire on the Riverlands instead. Now, it's up to Sir Criston to march with his remaining men and join the Hightower host over there. The Blacks had destroyed villages and denied the Green soldiers their supplies. Sir Criston's army is met by a contingent of Black soldiers led by Lord Roderick Dustin, Sirs Garibald Grey, and Pate of Longleat. Knowing that there was no winning this battle, Sir Criston agrees to yield on the condition that they spare his men. The Blacks aren't having any of it, and in the ensuing battle that came to be known as the Butcher's Ball, hundreds of Sir Criston's men are killed, as well as Sir Criston himself. Things don't go well for Alicent after that either. When King's Landing falls after Queen Rhaenyra and Prince Daemon arrive atop their dragons and the city's watch turns against the Greens, Alicent is taken prisoner along with Helena. While both of their lives are spared, there is also that one vicious rumor that emerged. As per one testimony, albeit a very unreliable one, both of them were sent to a brothel by Rhaenyra where they had been forcibly impregnated. This testimony comes from Mushroom, the court's fool, who also cites this as the reason behind Helena's suicide later on. This episode came to be referred to as the Brothel Queens. Now, whether brothel queens is true or not, what definitely is true is that the remainder of Alicent's life was spent in misery. Even after the end of the Dance of the Dragons, having lost all her family, Alicent mostly kept to her chambers where her only company was a septa. She came to detest the color green and passed shortly after when a fever took her. So basically, this relationship between Alicent and Sir Kristen isn't going anywhere except rapidly towards its doom. While the more practical viewer might be outraged at their hypocrisy, the more romantic viewer might see it as a beautiful tragedy. The showrunner, Ryan Condal, in a recent interview said that Alicent and Sir Kristen's relationship is something they always wanted to explore. To be honest, we think it adds layers to their personality and humanizes them to a great extent. To Alicent, Sir Kristen is a chance at passion and freedom that she never had. And to Sir Kristen, Alicent is the one last chance at love that he never had. In the end, what can be said is that they're going to be two people bound by a lot in common, only for it to end abruptly and tragically. Marvelous verdict! The relationship between Queen Alicent and Sir Kristen is a complex one. To some, it's a matter of disdain, but to others, it's a Shakespearean romance. Regardless of differing perspectives, it's going to be interesting to see how it will be handled going forward. So far, the relationship has been met with mixed reactions, with many calling it abrupt. Can't say we disagree entirely either. While it is understandable why the relationship needs to be explored in Season 2 itself, given how Sir Kristen's arc is only going to get busier and more brutal as time goes on, a more solid development of the relationship is also something that can't be overlooked either. However, like always, we want to hear about your opinion. What did you think of Alicent and Sir Kristen's relationship? Do you think a doomed romance ups the emotional tragedy? Or is it better left unexplored because it's not really gonna go anywhere? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below, and as always, if you enjoyed our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and have a marvelous day.